Covenant. I just wanted to share a word study I've been working on about covenant because it just seems to be coming up in so many verses lately. And as we talk about covenant, please think about permanence or structure. We build structures to last maybe 100 years, but Yah's words last even longer throughout all time and all eternity. Some of our structures have beautiful aesthetics, and yet Yah's creation is what is actually permanent. His words are permanent, his ways are permanent, and his covenant, I'm so thankful, is absolutely permanent. In Genesis 9:1, it reads, God blessed Noah and his sons, and he said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the land. Here we have one of the first covenants available in Genesis that's given to Noah and his sons, and directions on how to fill the earth after the flood. Genesis 9:15 through 16 reads, I will remember my covenant. Now I want to highlight in these verses not only covenant, but who it belongs to. So here we have Yah Almighty. It is his covenant, and that it is between me and you, and every living being among all flesh. So not just me and you, Noah, but all living people. And the water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh, and the bow shall be in the cloud. Now we have that rainbow in the cloud to remind us that Yah will never again flood the whole earth, which is quite an incredible sign. In Genesis 15, verse 18 reads, on that day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, to your descendants have I given this land. Here again, we have this covenant. It's made by Yahweh himself, and it's made to Abram, but also to all of his descendants. I really want to encourage you to read Jubilees 12 through 16 and see all the details available of the life of Abraham, because if we did not have Abraham to begin this covenant, we would have no promises for us today. Exodus 2, verse 24 reads, God heard their moaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and with Jacob. God saw the children of Israel, and God knew. Here again, we have this covenant, but it is Yah Almighty's covenant. In Exodus 19, verse 5, and really, I'm giving snippets, but if you would go and read verses 3 through 6, it gives you a little bit more. But verse 5 reads, and now if you hearken well to me and observe my covenant, you shall be to me the most beloved treasure of all the peoples, for mine is the entire world. Here again we have whose covenant? But Yah's covenant. Exodus 24, verse 7 reads, he, and this is about Moses, took the book of the covenant and read it in earshot of the people. And they said, everything that Yah has said, we will do, and we will obey. Here we have an entire book of the covenant. How incredible that we could have so many instructions available, and the people at the time, this is at Mount Sinai, agreed and entered into this covenant. Exodus 31, verses 16 through 17 reads, the children of Israel shall observe the Sabbath, to make the Sabbath an eternal covenant for their generations between me, again, Yah Almighty, and the children of Israel. It is a sign forever that in a 6-day period, Yahweh made the heavens and earth, and on the 7th day, he rested and was refreshed. Here we have that sign of being in covenant, keeping the Sabbath, having a day of rest. We have that Yah Almighty established Sabbath first, that he rested, that he was refreshed, and why wouldn't we want to join in with that? Exodus 34, verse 28 reads, he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. Here we have a direct tie to covenant and those 10 commandments. We have that Yah himself wrote these on the tablets. He is the one who wrote the first set of tablets and then gave those to Moses. Leviticus 26, verse 44 and 45 read, "But despite all this, while they will be in the land of their enemies, I will not have been revolted by them, nor will I have rejected them, to obliterate them, to annul my covenant with them, for I am Yahweh their God. I will remember for them the covenant of the ancients, those whom I have taken out of the land of Egypt, before the eyes of the nations, to be a God unto them. I am Yahweh." Here again, we have that it is Yah's covenant, that he will actually remember it for the people, and that this is a covenant that was given again to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but also to those people taken out of the land of Egypt. How amazing. Numbers 25, verse 13 reads, "And it shall be for him," and this is speaking of Phinehas, "and his offspring after him, a covenant of eternal priesthood, because he took vengeance for his God, and he atoned for the children of Israel." Here we have a singular person, Phinehas, because of what he did. His descendants, and he himself, and that is the Levites, are the eternal priesthood. And that Yah made this covenant specifically with this person because of what he did. So incredible. Deuteronomy 4, verses 23 and 24 read, "Beware for yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of Yahweh your God, that he has sealed with you, and you make for yourselves a carved image, a likeness of anything, as Yahweh your God has commanded you. For Yahweh your God, he is a consuming fire, a jealous God." Again, here specifically we have that this covenant belongs to Yahweh your God, that his action has sealed it with you. Deuteronomy 4, verse 31 reads, "For Yahweh your God is a merciful God. He will not abandon nor destroy you, and he will not forget the covenant of your forefathers that he swore to them." Here again, we have that covenant belongs to Yahweh, and the importance of our forefathers, the importance of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Deuteronomy 7, verse 9 reads, "You must know that Yahweh your God, he is the God, the faithful God, who safeguards the covenant and the kindness for those who love him, and for those who observe the commandments for 1,000 generations." Now, I'm not sure if we've made it through 1,000 generations yet or not, but isn't it amazing that it is Yah himself, not only that made the covenant, but he safeguards it. He watches over it to perform it, that he is not only just keeping that covenant, but also that kindness, that he is looking out for those who actually keep the commandments. Deuteronomy 29, verses 9 through 14 read, "You," and this is speaking of Israel, "are standing here today, all of you," and this is at Mount Sinai, "before Yahweh your God, for you to pass into the covenant of Yahweh your God, and into his imprecation that Yahweh your God seals with you today." Now, I've always read this verse as just a promise of blessing. And yet this word imprecation means curse. So at Mount Sinai, Israel, all 12 tribes, the mixed multitude of whoever decided to leave Egypt with them, made this promise before Yah that they are going to enter into covenant and do all that he said to do. And what they entered into was this covenant of promise that Yah is going to be their God. And also at the same time, there is a curse that goes along if they are not obedient. And I think that's a point we've skipped over quite a bit. Those verses continue. "In order to establish you today as a people to him, that he be a God to you as he spoke to you, and as he swore to your forefathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Not with you alone do I seal this covenant and this imprecation, but with whoever is not here with us today. We have that this covenant does not end, that it is forever, that it is with those people at Mount Sinai, all of Israel, and also all of their descendants. 1 Kings 8, verse 23, and this is Solomon. Yahweh, God of Israel, there is none like you, O God in the heavens above, nor on the earth below, who preserves the covenant and kindness for your servants who walk before you with all their heart. Here again, Yah is the one who is preserving the covenant and also preserving that kindness. 1 Chronicles 16, verses 13 through 16 read, O seed of Israel, his servant. I think it's super important that we start to look at vocabulary specifically in these verses. And who is his servant? Israel. So this is specifically identifying Yah's servant as Israel. O children of Jacob, his chosen one. He is Yahweh, our God. Over all the earth are his ordinances. So Yah has given us specific laws and instructions in his Torah. And he also, at creation, made natural law. So we can look at our world around us and see that his ordinances are still maintained. Remember his covenant, Yah's covenant. For how long? Forever. The word he commanded for 1,000 generations, that he covenanted with Abraham, and his oath to Isaac. Then he established it for Jacob as a statute for Israel as an everlasting covenant. Here we have again, it is forever. It's everlasting. Nehemiah 1 verse 5 reads, I beseech you, Yahweh, God of the heavens, the great and awesome God, keeper of the covenant and of the kindness for those who love him and for those who observe his commandments. Psalms 25 verse 10 reads, all the ways of Yahweh are kindness and truth to those who guard his covenant and testimonies. Again, these belong to Yahweh himself. Psalms 89 verse 35 reads, I shall not profane my covenant, and I shall not alter the utterance of my lips. So grateful that Yah does not change. His commandments do not change. His covenant does not change. He is permanent in what he has said. Isaiah 24 verse 5 reads, the land will be unfaithful because of its inhabitants, for they have transgressed commandments and have violated laws. They've abrogated the everlasting covenant. Now that word abrogated means like they've pretended like it doesn't exist or it doesn't apply to them. And that's a huge problem because we have right next in the sentence that it's an everlasting covenant. It doesn't end. It still applies. It's a permanent covenant. Isaiah 54 verse 10 reads, for the mountains may be moved and the hills may falter. My kindness shall not be removed from you, and my covenant of peace shall not falter, said the one who shows you mercy, Yahweh. Here again we have this covenant of peace belongs to Yah himself. Isaiah 55 verse 3 and 4 read, incline your ear and come to me. Listen, and your soul will be rejuvenated. I will make an eternal covenant with you, the enduring kindnesses promised to David. Behold, I have appointed him as a witness over the regimes, a prince, and a commander to the regimes. Yah takes special delight in David and elevates him to be a witness here and also a prince, which makes sense to me because Yah is king of all kings. So his servant David, of course, would be a prince. And also that this covenant is eternal. And again, it belongs to Yah himself. Jeremiah 33 verses 20 through 22 read, thus says Yahweh, if you can break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that day and night will not come at their appointed time. Here again, we still have daytime, we still have night, so it's obvious that Yah's covenant still applies. And again, here it belongs to Yahweh himself. Then also my covenant with David, my servant, may be broken, and my covenant with the Levitical priests, my ministers. Again, we have Yah's promise to David that it is eternal. And the Levitical priests, that covenant is eternal, and they will always be Yah's ministers. Malachi 3, verse 6 through 7 reads, "For I am Yahweh, I change not." And one version said, "Do not go back on my promises. You, sons of Jacob, have not perished." I'm so grateful that Yah does not change. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And his words, his promises, his covenant do not change as well. From the days of your ancestors, you have ignored my commandments and have not kept them. Return to me, and I will return to you, says Yahweh, who rules over all. What an amazing promise we have in this verse, that if we simply realize I've not kept his commandments, that I choose to return to him fully, that he already rules over all things, but that I could enter into that covenant and be a part of Israel, be his people. What a beautiful verse. I hope that's been a helpful look at covenant, how Yah's ways and words and covenant are so permanent through all time, forever. As we equip ourselves to be Yah's people, to show that we love him by keeping his commandments. Please like, share, comment, and join the crew. Subscribe to this channel.